Hey, John, welcome to the team. I guess the obvious first question would just be, what were your feelings, emotions, knowing that you had a long contract with Pittsburgh and they were now moving on and you were joining a new team? What was that day like for you?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of expected it with all the rumors and everything going into it, so you kind of just mentally prepared yourself before it happened, so you could kind of expect it when it happened. Um, so I mean, you kind of knew a trade was coming eventually. I mean, with the situation, but I mean, luckily enough, I was able to land in a great spot, and I'm looking forward to it.
One of the things that general manager Tom Fitzgerald really talked about was bringing in defensive talent that, to shore up what was going on the back end, really wanting to make an impact there. When you're a player who's chosen to come in like that directly from the general manager, what does that say about maybe what they see in you, and what do you feel, went well in those conversations with them? Assuming that you've talked to Tom Fitzgerald, of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, obviously, it's a huge honor for him to speak of me like that highly. And obviously, I'm just going to do everything I can, live up to those expectations and do everything I can to help this team win.
What do you know about the Devils? Obviously, you've played against them for a couple of years now, but sort of going into this transitionary period where they're this up and coming team.
Yeah, I know they're a young team, but I mean, obviously the talent's there, and they score a lot of goals for sure, and hopefully I can help out with my role, on the defensive end, and win some games next year.
Do you know anybody on the team to begin with?
I skated with Miles Wood a little bit in the summer, and then I went to school with Riley Walsh as well. So
Cool.
yeah, a few.
Thanks very much. We'll see you soon.
Yep. See you soon.
Thank you, Amanda. Next question will go to Anthony Facili, MSG Networks. You're on mute there, Fuchs.
You got me now?
Gotcha.
Hey, John, welcome. So what is your reaction to joining this Devil team, and what do you think you can bring to them as far as your experience in playing in playoff games and playing with in a lot of big games for Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think I can, bring that experience and, just playing of guys of, I was lucky enough to play with guys of that caliber. And, I've learned a lot over the years too, just playing with them. And, hopefully you can bring it to this team too. What it takes to win games and, kind of the environment that, that it's built around. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
What's your initial reaction to the players on this team and playing with some of the talented young guys?
Yeah, I mean, the talent is, obviously incredible. I mean, a couple of young guys, you can just see it when we played them last year. They're a dangerous team for sure. And, they're definitely capable of, of having like a lot of success next year. And, I'm looking forward to be a part of that.
Just tell me finally the chemistry. You're gonna have to have a partner back there. What your thoughts on that? Because that's going to be something that's going to have to, come over time that you have to establish.
Yeah, I mean, it's if anything you can take away from this as well is being able to get traded in the summer. You still have training camp, and you're able to build training chemistry, over that kind of time period, before the season starts. Whereas if it was during the season, it could be a little harder. But yeah, so I'm going to use that to my advantage, and hopefully, just get to know the guys a little bit better.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you, Fuchs. Next question go to Ryan Novozinski, NJ.com.
Hey, John. So I hear that you and Riley Walsh were on the same line together, paired together at Harvard. What was that like? And you guys stay close?
Yeah. I mean, we text occasionally and everything. We went to school together. Obviously, when you're in college, you see each other every day. Yeah, I'd say we were pretty close, and he's a really talented player for sure. I mean, it was great playing with him. Especially in college where he was able to kind of show his offensive talents. And yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about him.
Has he reached out to you since you've been dealt to New Jersey?
Yeah. He was one of the first guys that texted me, so that was it's good to see like a familiar face that in the organization. And if you have any questions, I can always talk to him about it.
What are your thoughts on Dougie Hamilton? Do you look up to him as a defenseman? And just your overall thoughts on what you're thinking about going to play with him?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the success he's had in the league, I mean, that's kind of speaks for itself. And then, obviously, guys talk around the league and the way he carries himself and everything as a player and on and off the ice. So, I'm excited to see it in person and, learn from him as well.
What are your thoughts on going into a rebuilding type situation here with the Devils and joining such a young team?
Yeah, I mean, there's the talent's there for sure. I mean, it's a young team, but I mean, who knows, where it's going to be and, down the road. But I mean, each step is important, each year is important, no matter what the outcome. So it's going to be excited to start things this year and get it going.
Lastly, do you have a favorite memory against in a game against the Devils, playing against the Devils with Pittsburgh?
No, I might have to get back to you on that one. That's a tough one to think of right now.
I got you, man. I got you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Ryan. Next question go to Robert Aiken, NorthJersey.com.
John, welcome to New Jersey.
Yeah, thank you.
We're just talking about some of your line mates at Harvard. Another one of your former teammates at Harvard was Adam Fox. Now the two of you are going to be on opposing sides of a pretty meaningful rivalry between the Devils and the Rangers. What is that going to be like to have a friend on the other bench for really what becomes one of your biggest enemies, I guess you'd say, on the schedule?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of just went through that in the first round of the playoffs last year. So, obviously on the ice, you're on opposite teams and everything. And then off the ice is a different story. But I mean, it's always cool playing against him and, seeing the success that he's had. He's deserved every bit of it. So it's going to be fun to compete against him in this situation too.
In your career, you've competed against teams that have had Mackenzie Blackwood and Vitek Vanacek in goal against you. What is it going to be like to now be sharing the same side of the ice as them and be protecting the zone with them?
Yeah, it'll be great. Hopefully I can save some goals for him too and help him out too. I know he's going to help me out, and hopefully you can just build chemistry and work off each other.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Thank you, Robert. Next question go to Sam Kasana, NJD TV.
Hey, John, it's been a while since we saw you, but I remember your rookie year coming in, you really hit it well. And just curious the last couple of years, how your game has evolved, how you've kind of grown as a player, and where you see your game at now.
Yeah, I mean, even if it doesn't look like, the same success as my rookie year, each year you learn a lot. There's so many little things that go into it, so many factors. And, to be able to, come here, have a new start. And, it's something that I'm really looking forward to. And, showing this organization that, that they think I'm the player that I am.
So what does it feel about a team actively wants to make you a part? I mean, they went out and traded for you. They want to bring you here, and also getting that fresh start. Obviously, that's got to bode well for you mentally coming into this situation.
Yeah, for sure. I think mentally it goes a long way. Just having that clarity and everything. But yeah, just excited to get things going here.
And lastly, we mentioned your game. Where are some areas you'd like to continue to improve on? Because you're still a young player, you're only 3 years really in the NHL. You got a lot of room to grow. So where are some areas you'd like to improve?
I think offensively I can still improve a little bit, and just be more consistent and having that right mindset each and every game. I think is huge at this level. It's such a long season. It's the biggest difference between college and this is just being able to be consistent, and it's something that you always have to work on.
All right, thanks, John.
Thank you, Sam. Next question go to Dan Rice, Pucks and Pitchforks.
Thanks. Hey, John, I'm just curious. I'm not sure if you were asked this already, but where were you and how did you find out about the trade?
No, I wasn't. It was I was at my apartment in Boston actually, and I saw the rumors before for a couple of days, and it's kind of hard to keep your mind off of it. But yeah, I just got a call from Hextall and just found out that's how it was. But yeah.
What's your like? Do you go and look at the Devils depth chart? Like, what do you kind of do after that?
First and foremost, family for sure. And figure it out from there. Kind of let it settle in a little bit. Kind of take it all in. Still doing that too, and then the rest will take care of itself.
You've seen obviously the moves that the team has made, including acquiring yourself. Are you excited to play with those kind of guys? Bringing in a guy like a Palat and yourself and Brendan Smith, Eric Halla. It's got to be exciting to be kind of a group of new blood into a good group of kids here.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone I've talked to is excited about it. Young, fast team that can score goals. And then, like you said, all those guys that they brought in, I think it's definitely an exciting time to be part of this team.
Obviously, nobody likes to be traded or wants to be traded, but is the silver lining in all this that it's not too far away from where you are already playing?
Yeah. I mean, also, closer to home. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, but I'd say I'd be pretty lucky to end up in this position.
Last thing for me, what do you remember about defending against guys like Jack Hughes and Nico Hischier, Jesper Bratt, and so on and so on? What do you remember about defending against them the last couple of years?
I remember they scored a lot of goals against us, but it's gonna be nice to be on the other side of that, and it's gonna be fun to watch them play in person too, and be on their team.
Thanks. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Our last question will go to Neil McKellar, Inside Hockey.
Hi, John. It sounded like from our end, at least in the media circles, that your name was out there even at parts of last season. Is there, a nice relief in the fact that maybe, now it's over and you know where you're going and you know where, you might be spending the next few years of your career as opposed to having these rumors constantly being around you?
Yeah, I definitely think that helps mentally. Just kind of, like I said before, having a fresh start, and you can kind of just put all the rumors and everything behind you, and now you can just stick to hockey and focus on your game and help the team win. I think, yeah, that definitely helps.
When you look at this team, I mean, I know Dan had mentioned this a little bit too, but some of the players you had here, this team has clearly made it a goal of theirs to address, bringing players that have been in playoff situations and long runs in the playoffs here. Do you start to look at and realize, hey, this is what this team's doing, and maybe that gets some value too of like, this is a team that really wants to start putting itself in the conversation to be the contending team?
Yeah, for sure. It says, they want to be a competitive team, and they want to, for years to come too. And they're putting the right pieces together. And yeah, I mean, like I said before, it's exciting to be a part of this team, especially right now with all the moves that they made, and just can't wait to get things going.
And does the way that this team play, and obviously you had to face, the opposition you mentioned before, scored a lot of goals. I mean, do you look at your game and say, this is a team where maybe I can even have a little bit more of an offensive role with because of how fast they play and how much, I guess you'd say take a little bit more chances offensively?
Yeah, for sure. There's always, room to improve for sure. And then, especially with these young guys too, the way they play the game. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thanks so much, John. Look forward to meeting you in New Jersey. Take care.
Thank you.